I don't know if I ever like talked about like the psychology behind like how I handled gang violence and stuff like that on the streets. Not like the violence itself, but like the times where there's a saying, the 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 best way to win a war is to never have to fight to never have to fight it or something like that. And I think that's true. Because there have been times where I'm in the middle of two different gangs and I can't get out, you know what I mean? Like, not in time. And if I did, I'd leave a bunch of other people behind who are also stuck in between these gangs, right? So what do? I go talk to them, of course. Sounds stupid. Like, why would a why would any gang just like be talked out of like a war between each other? There's no way, right? Actually, it happened multiple times. And here's basically how. You just go like this. This is you just explain exactly what happens between gang wars, how they escalate, and why they escalate, and why doing this specific battle is going to lead to even more deaths later on. I just explained all of that as if they've never seen a documentary on violence before or been in a gang, right? And then I'm like, this is how a peaceful strategy would work. First, you make an agreement between the gangs. Like you tell them specifically, if you're gonna battle anyone who's trying to kill you guys, and then have peace with each other. This was my logic behind it, and also like when people were asking me for advice on like how come I'm doing crappy with my leadership. I'm not going to be specific. It's just like instead of giving them like specific how to step guides, I ask them a bunch of questions that they have to think about and come back to me on. I don't know what they're going to say. I don't know if I have any good answers, but I asked a bunch of good questions that you need to ask yourself. Like, what is a good leader? And of course, they came back to me and they gave me a bunch of answers, and I questioned them again. Because one of them was, I think a good leader is loyal. And I was like, just loyal? You think being loyal is good enough? What about being strong? What about being brave? And so on, right? And he was like, oh, okay, when you put it that way. And then I just left it at that. We were friends ever since. Never had to worry about gang violence in that town ever again. Because basically, I would be protected even if anything bad happened. I didn't even, and then I also knew how to fight. So, like, I didn't have to worry about nothing. um, so, yeah, so that's the basic psychology behind how I quelled the violence in gangs without even raising a fist. All right, cheers.